What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade basketball analysis coming to y'all with those playoff predictions. Y'all been eating them up. Y'all been loving them for what I see, and I got a couple more to go. But we're gonna talk about a lopsided series. Last year, I had the Bucks sweeping the Pistons, and it happened in um, some of the biggest numbers ever in a series. And the Bucks are different. No Brogdon. They been a little rusty ending the season, not playing their best basketball going into the playoffs. But the thing about that is the Magic ain't playing that good either. And the Magic lost Jonathan Isaac, a guy that you would love to see compete against Giannis on both ends of the court, especially defensively. And now they will have to use Aaron Gordon most likely to guard him. And I don't really like that for the Magic. The Magic are another team that struggles to score. I think that helps Milwaukee confidence knowing that they're never too far out of a game against the Magic just because if they lock down, especially on the perimeter, they can really easily get back into games and build leads just because I don't see the Magic being able to score enough points within a 48-minute game to outpace and outscore the Bucks. And they have the best player in this series, hands down, and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Lil Liam is going to be watching them at the game, and it's going to be fun to see the Milwaukee Bucks try to get to the second round as quick as possible. And we're going to start this video off early. I got this one as a sweep. I like what the Orlando Magic did this year when it comes to allowing their young talent to play more minutes and mixing and matching them with veterans and still figuring out how to win games when you really don't have a dominant go-to scorer outside of Vucevic. And Fournier did the best he could. It just he's not that type of guy. And Markel Fultz, he came in. We didn't know what to really expect. He started gaining his confidence back, but he's far away from what he needs to be to really make this Orlando offense potent and actually tough to guard against. Vucevic will be their number one scorer, I believe, in this series outside of Terrence Ross, because I think we're going to see a lot of Terrence Ross in this series just because he's a guy that can give them that three-point shooting. He can give them that shot that they would need to stay in games. And I also think Vucevic plays better when he's around space because he can then play in the mid-range, play on at the three-point line, but also he can post up. But with guys like Giannis and Brook Lopez and Robin Lopez, they have the antidote, just like we seen with the Raptors last year, to stay with Vucevic when it comes to him trying to, muscle inside. But also these guys are quick and mobile enough to where they can contest him at the mid-range and the three, neutralizing a lot of his game. And once you lose Jonathan Isaac, then you don't really have a great offensive player other than Vucevic who can be taken out of a series, as we've seen before. And even if he does have some quality games, they're going to need more than that to compete with the Bucks for 48 minutes. And I just don't see a way that the Orlando Magic can score enough points to even win one game. Only thing I can definitely see them doing is if three or four guys just get hot from three. But I don't really see them having that type of offense against guys like Bledsoe, Middleton, Giannis, and George Hill, and I can keep going on. I just feel like this is the perfect match for the Milwaukee Bucks. And I think this should get them a little fire under them. If they can go out here and roll out Magic, I think that it can give them a lot more confidence. I think that they can try some things, mix some stuff up against the Magic just because they have the ability to go a little small. They have wings that can do interesting things, but none of them can do what the Bucks can do at the end of the day. And another thing, you look at Chris Middleton, he hasn't looked the same. People thought he was all NBA third team caliber player. I actually would agree with that because I had him on my third team. I think this is a series where he can get a little bit more acclimated and get his shots back, get his touch back, get his feel back. Giannis going to have a field day in the inside just because Vucevic has never been a rim protector. Mo Bamba isn't strong enough to stop these guys from penetrating. Plus, I don't really see anybody on the perimeter that can slow down any of the Bucks perimeter players. And I think that this is something that the Bucks need just because they just been all over the place when it comes to consistency coming into this seeding games than going into the playoffs. And I didn't like how they closed out the season. And they kind of got a little bit predictable. I don't like that for the Bucks going further and further in the playoffs, just because if you can't mix it up and if you can't find other ways to be effective, you become a one-trick pony like we seen against Toronto. And next thing you know, they lost 4 straight games and they was out of the playoffs. So I think that this is a series where they have an opportunity to get rest. I think this is an opportunity to where they can get their feel and they touch back. And with Orlando not really being able, in my personal opinion, to keep up with them, it allows them to try some new things. And I hopefully they do that because I think that it can really be a virtue for them later in the postseason when they go against teams like the Clippers or the Lakers or even the Raptors or the Celtics or even Philly, depending on how things shake up. So to me, when I look at this series, I don't really see no competition on this one. Just like I said last year, and it ended up happening. I think this is good for the Orlando Magic young players just because they're going to get a lot of minutes, especially if the game gets to a blowout. I think it allows Markelle Fultz and these other guys to play in high intense environments that they haven't done in a while or have never been through. And I think that's a good thing too because a lot of these guys are going to be the future of this organization, and you will like them to play in these type of moments in these type of games if you're going to have them as pillars or cornerstones of your future. And it allows them to see what they have. What do we need? What works? What doesn't work? And what can really work against the best teams because they're going against one of them already, and that will allow them to be for preparation next year, and it will also allow the young players to look back at what they did wrong and what they can do in the future to be more effective and be more efficient. I don't really see any guys on the Magic that can really get hot against the Bucks, and that's another reason why I don't really see them winning the game. If Terrence Ross go off of 50, I don't even think that will be enough because they're going to give up more points than the Bucks going to give up to them. And I just don't see how they can stay with the lineups that the Bucks can go throw out there. I just don't see how the Orlando Magic can score consistent enough to even get in striking distance to where they can be a legitimate threat at closing the game out against the Milwaukee Bucks. And I think Giannis, he's been hearing a lot of things, and he's starting to see a lot of people turning against him, a lot of people losing faith in the Bucks, and he also hear that people have the Clippers or the Lakers winning the title, even though the Bucks are the number one team in the NBA, even though he is going to be back-to-back MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. If that's the way they feel about him, if that's what they're voting for, Giannis has to look at that as I'm the back-to-back MVP, number one record, Defensive Player of the Year. I have all these accolades, but I haven't been to the finals. I got all these accolades, but nobody has me as the favorite to win the title this year. And in my personal opinion, that's a bad look for Giannis. Like I said last year, you become the MVP and all this, and you get all this hype, the All-Star and everything, and then you lose 4 straight games, and then you don't even make it to the finals. And he can't have that this year. And I think that they should go out here and prioritize and getting this done quick. And I think that they showed that they had that killer instinct against the Celtics. They showed that they had that killer instinct against the Pistons. And I think that they got to come in here, handle their business, send a message, and let people know we're the team to beat. We're the number one team back to back. We have the MVP. We have the Defensive Player of the Year. We have the number one defense. And we are still the best team in the NBA. I'm not saying that they are, but that's their mentality, and that's how they should be thinking coming into this playoffs as the number one seed in the entire NBA. And that's how they should approach this series and send a message and continue to do it just like they did last year and make another statement in the second round. Nobody in the East has more talent than Milwaukee. They have the best player in the conference because Kevin Durant is out and we don't know how he's going to be. And if that's the case, the Bucks should be in the finals. And the best way to start is lead by example. The best way to start is to go out there and handle your business. And I think that Mike Budenholzer and Giannis and Middleton and the rest of these guys are ready to go. And I think that they're ready to play their best basketball and get back into shape, get back on the same page, and get ready to, send some messages to these people. We're the best. We're the team that you have to beat. We're the team that everybody should be gunning for. Even though we might not believe it as people that watch them, that's how the Bucks should be feeling as a team and as an organization. And honestly and truthfully, they should have that right. But then again, we seen what happened last year, and Giannis and them seemed like they was motivated to prove people wrong, and they have a chance to start now against the Orlando Magic. So I expect them to sweep them, and I expect them to do it quickly in blowout fashion. Other than that, check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Thanks for everyone that already liked on Facebook. Not only that, I do sell merchandise on my spread shirt. That will also be in the description, comment section below, but you can also buy it on my Facebook page. Not only that, you can also check out my other videos. Got over 1,000 videos on my channel, whether it's discussions, top 10s, from trade deadline, free agency, summer league, anything that covers basketball, the hottest topics, coaches, I got you covered. And if you like this video, why not like it? Why not share it? That helps the channel grow. It helps the channel reach more people, which is better for me. But it's a small thing you can do if you love the channel and you want it to continue to grow. Other than that, if you like this video, subscribe and become part of the family. And I'm going to be coming to y'all with my playoff prediction Sunday with the Celtics and the Lakers. So look out for that if Portland does beat the Grizzlies. Other than that, Quinn Wade, basketball analysis, I'm gone. And I'll see y'all Sunday.